Bob DeVay and Pat Hayes bringing you the play-by-play for the men's varsity national championships here at Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
California, ready. Brown, ready. Harvard, ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attention. Go.
Day in the high 70s. It's rained earlier. The course is clear and flat, but there's a crosswind, a pretty strong crosswind at the starting line from the port side. Cal rowing in lane 4. Here are the rest of the lane assignments. Yale, lane 1. Yale beat Cal yesterday in the semi by about 0.3 of a second to take that primary first lane. Princeton won their heat. They're in lane 2. Washington trailed them about 2 seconds back in lane 3. Cal in lane 4. Brown and Harvard round out the field. So again, Yale in 1, Princeton 2, Washington 3, Cal in 4, Brown in 5, Harvard in 6. We're situated on the 14th floor of the Crown Plaza Hotel, about 300 yards downstream of the finish line. Actually, it's upstream on the course, but we're looking straight down the course from this vantage point. It's about the only place around this course that we can get a view of the whole course. The early part of the race, however, we cannot call very close. So now approaching 500 meters. Bob, what stroke breaks do we see?
Cal got off the line at a 44. They're stroking 35.5 right now. Princeton got off the line at a 44. And I clocked them stroking about a 39.5 about 400 meters. Cal is looking very good here right now.
You're looking through the binoculars, Bob. What's the best call you got now at 500 meters?
The best call I've got is Cal in the lead. Brown looks like they're hanging in there. It's pretty close across the field here.
Yale yesterday.
It appears to me that Cal is in the lead.
Excuse me, Bob. Yale yesterday rode kind of the race of their lives to beat both Cal and Harvard in the semis. Of course, starting today, the slate is wiped clean. This is for all the marbles, the national championship, men's varsity at the IRA.
California looking very good in lane 4, stroking 35.5. Brown had a little steering problem. About 50 meters to go. Straight down.
About 850 meters gone, Bob?
That's correct.
Over in lane 1, looks like Yale is probably running second, and in lane 2, Princeton is definitely in there as well. At this point, as we approach 1,000 meters, about 950 meters gone, looks like Cal, Princeton, and Yale.
Washington stroking 34 in lane 3.
Washington definitely picked up some boat speed since the PAC-10s, where Cal beat them by about 11 seconds. In the preliminary heat on Thursday, Cal only beat them by a couple of seats. Of course, again, it's a heat. Today is the final.
We've got quite a race going on here, Pat. It's very close across the field. Cal at 35.5.
Cal rowing in lane 4, dark jerseys.
We're through 1,000 meters.
It looks like a dead heat between Princeton and Cal with 1,000 meters gone. And Yale is in there, but maybe about 4 or 5 seats back. Washington trailing, followed by Brown and Harvard.
Harvard off the pace.
Yeah, I'd give a distinct advantage now, Bob, to Princeton in lane 2. I'd give them about 2 seats on Cal. We are about 900 meters from the finish. This Cal varsity, the same varsity that's rowed since the Wisconsin race, intact since that time.
Princeton's cranked it up here, Pat.
Princeton's going for it in lane 2.
39.5. They're making a move.
We're about 750 meters to go. Cal will be taking a move in this spot as well. Cal's got a length over Washington, about a half a length over Yale, and probably about 2 or 3 seats down to Princeton. Cal rowing in lane 4, Princeton in lane 2. Princeton not having been defeated this year, the Eastern Sprints champion. Cal, the Western champion, winning the PAC-10 about 3 weeks ago.
We're to the final 500 here. Princeton still at 39.5 strokes a minute.
We have a battle going on, boys. I'd still give about 2 or 3 seats to Princeton, Bob.
California at 37.
We're looking at a little bit of wind, but it looks like a consistent wind across the course. Harvard is starting to pull up now on Brown. Brown fading. It's Princeton and Cal clearly in the lead. They have open water on the rest of the field. We're now about 250 meters for the finish. We're starting to see some sprints going on here. Cal has cranked it up. Cal looking very solid, very straight down the course.
38.5, Pat.
They're going for it. The Bears are digging in deep now. It's Princeton and Cal for the national championship. Cal has made a slight move. Cal's moved up. Cal's moved up now to about dead even. We're about 200 meters from the finish line, maybe less. It's Cal and Princeton for the national championships. California is ahead. California is taking it home. California is ahead by about a seat. It's not over here, boys. We're going to battle this thing right down to the finish line. California and Princeton. They're a length up on the rest of the field. It's Cal and Princeton with 5 strokes to go. Cal and Princeton, stroke for stroke. Who's going to be taking the last stroke across the line? They're down to a bow ball. What a tight finish. We cannot call it. Cannot call it. That was exactly the kind of race we all hope to see.
Incredible race for the national championship.
Both crews rode their hearts out. I'm sure they're both very proud of their effort. We hope the Golden Bears took that one. There's one barn burner of a race. California looked like, with about 400 meters to go, started cranking, pulled even,
You don't have a result yet, do you?
perhaps slightly ahead. The boatings in today's in the bow. Marko Majanovic, Elliot Hovey in 2, Jan Thijs in 3, Marko Nezovic in 4, Max Wyatt in 5, Dan Kasaka in 6, Elliot Hayes in 7, Charlie Smith, our stroke, and Tim O'Connell doing a fine job in the cock seat.
I'm with the 2 senior members of the victorious Cal varsity crew, Elliot Hovey and Tim O'Connell. And let me start with, how does that sound, national champions?
I like the way it rolls off my tongue, to be perfectly honest with you. It was great to go out there today and really lay it out. It was sort of a decision that I feel like we made early on in the season, and we really we all came together and we trained well, we trained smart, and everyone really kept a positive attitude, which was really essential for our team. And I couldn't have chose a better group of guys to work with, and that's not can I say BS? It's not BS.
You can say BS.
Okay, that's not BS. And I really let all the guys know that before the race, and I think it's been a real pleasure rowing here with these guys at Cal.
Tim, take us through the race. Walk us through it, 500 meters by 500 meters. Don't take too long now, but tell us what it was like. Break it down for us.
Well, the truth of the matter is I actually don't look out of the boat during the race. So what I really remember most was at about 500 meters in, I think the Princeton boat took a move and was a couple seats up on us. And then we countered that with our moves in the middle 1,000, really, and just kind of moved up. And then from there, we just took control and walked away. And that's what I really remember, but I don't know if Elliot maybe remembers anything else.
Just kept kicking it down the course and kept going and didn't stop. And that's where we got our speed. We just said yes, yes, yes the entire way, every stroke, and that's what led us to our victory.
Well, it sounds like you stayed very internal during this race. Okay. Tim, we've been talking about steering all season long, haven't we, and beforehand, and you, I think, laid down the performance of your life today. I mean, you steered a beautiful course. How'd you do it?
Well, I just really focused on it. It was my one focus. I knew that these guys were confident enough in the race plan and everything that they knew. I just kind of had to get them to the line, and they were going to take control. So all I had to worry about was just putting the blades right next to the buoys, 2,000 meters. So that was what my focus was.
Okay. Now, I know there have been some people that supported you guys throughout your careers, and you're ending your career on a great note, probably your parents, family, folks like that. Anything you'd like to say to those folks who supported you throughout your 4 years here at Cal?
We could be here for a while. I'd first and foremost like to thank my parents for really supporting me in my athletic endeavors, whatever it would have been throughout my entire athletic career. I'd also like to thank Jeff Bond for allowing me to come to such a fine institution and be able to row with such fine individuals from all over the world. And also, of course, last but not least, Coach Gladstone, for really pushing me. And although maybe not the most pleasurable man to work with, Very, very, very motivating, and really, really helped me become an incredible athlete that I am today. And every single piece of time spent with him has been very productive.
Well said.
Well, I just thank my parents who really pushed me to kind of look outside of my hometown of Boston, Massachusetts for college, and they really, really wanted me to go to California. Same thing with Elliot Hovey, working those same people. It was just, it was a real pleasure to be a part of, to be left of our class, the two of our class, to make it to the boat today. So it's, I don't know, I'm kind of speechless here. I don't really know what to say. I'm still in shock.
Enough said, right?
Yeah.
You guys have made a lot of folks very, very proud. Congratulations. Steve Gladstone, IRA victory number 11. This is a very historic moment. You have tied a record that has stood for 91 years, that held by Charles Pop Courtney of Cornell University. Congratulations. Awesome.
Thanks very much, Bob. And just doing a quick shift, what was so pleasing today and so satisfying today was watching that varsity 8 row down the course and just execute, the race plan, show the poise. And that being said, they've done it all season long.
That was an absolute clutch performance. I know that last night we were talking about a minor adjustment that you wanted to make in the cadence. You made it, and boy, they hit it on the mark all the way down the course. What difference do you think that made in the crew's performance today?
Well, it's each crew finds its groove, finds the cadence that's most productive for it down the course, and it's very, very important that cadence be adhered to, because it really changes the rhythm. I mean, even a half beat to a beat changes the time, the amount of time you can keep pressure on the blade, and that really, it's exceedingly important, and this crew did that nicely.
Yeah, it was evident from our view. I mean, they looked like they really were on the money today. It was a fantastic performance.
Yeah, they hit their settle after the start, were patient, internal, and that's what allowed them to race that last 300 or 400 meters.
Where does this IRA victory fit in with all the others that you've had? What does this one mean to you compared to the others?
It's interesting. I mean, it seems that that's a very difficult thing to quantify. But what I'm most pleased with today is the way that race was executed, and that for somebody who's doing the work that I'm doing is just very, very satisfying.
Congratulations, Steve.
Okay, thanks very much, Bob.